Peace. Ali, coming back at you on behalf of salymyers.com and also our online metaphysical store, l9shop.com. Alright, in this video, I want to talk about how to escape the matrix. This is a very important subject matter, so I want to make sure I do it justice. So before I begin, what is the matrix? The matrix is a controlled environment that utilizes systems in order to maintain order. The matrix is a controlled environment that uses systems in order to maintain order. Now, the 5 main systems that the matrix utilizes are media, education, religion, employment or your way of making money, and food and nutrition. So media, religion, education, employment, and food are the 5 main systems that the matrix utilizes in order to keep control over human beings. Now, you may say that one may not include it or some other things, but from my research, from my experience or whatever, those are the 5 main systems that the matrix utilizes or whatever. So the whole key is to maintain order and control. In order to do that, you must control how a person thinks. Now, when you look at those 5 main systems, everything that you're thinking about, everything that you come across in your day-to-day basis is going to fall under those things. So let me break it down a little bit more. If you're wanting to become educated on what's going on in the world, who do you turn to? The media. If you want to be entertained, if you want to watch movies, TV, if you want to just feel like you know what's going on in the world, you tune into some form of media. Movie, TV, social media, the news, those are all under the umbrella of media. So if you look at it just from that microcosm thing, you can see how that's controlling so much of your thinking about the world at large or whatever. So the media is a way of controlling how you look at the world, how you view the world. So it's a way of controlling your thinking of how you view your reality or whatever. Education. Whenever you're wanting to learn something, what do you turn to? You turn to school for the most part. So the schools are already set for you and they have what's called a curriculum. So the teachers are only going to teach what is in that curriculum. If you want to learn something outside that box, then you have to get out of the educational system. So most people that are so-called conscious or aware now, you realize that the things that you were taught in school does not best serve your soul or does not best serve what you came here to do. So you start going to Google and you start to educate yourself outside of school. That's a way how you're taking back your mind, how you're taking back the way you control your thought, because you're not telling a system what you should think or what you should learn about. You're dictating that for yourself or whatever. So what was the next one? Religion. For the most part, if you're coming up in this world and you want to connect with the creator or God, you're going to turn to religion. You're going to go to church. You're going to find a temple or mosque. You're going to find other people who are worshiping that God with you. Usually that's in the form of church. Once again, if you're conscious, if you're enlightened, or if you're aware, you know that there's more ways of connecting with the creator. You know that there's more ways of expressing your spirituality, so you do this outside of church. Those are for people who have escaped the matrix as it ties to religion. But one of the problems that I see, and this is kind of a side road or plus degree, but one of the things I see is people who are practicing spirituality on their own without a church or minister still having a religious mindset, waiting for something to save them. Feeling like they have to kneel before something that's greater than them in order to gain spirituality. That's still a religious mindset, even though you're not in religion. Because the matrix have done such an ill job on controlling thoughts, people are out of so-called matrix type things, but are still plugged in because they have that same mindset or whatever. So the matrix is very good in creating systems, and the whole thing is they make it feel like you're thinking for yourself, but in reality you're really not thinking for yourself because the choices are already made. Let me give an example. The presidential race is a very good example of how the choices are already made. people are up in arms like, go vote, you have the right to vote. But when you go to vote, you have a choice between 1 and 2. A or B. Is it going to be Barack Obama or is it going to be Hillary Clinton? You feel like you're making a choice, but it's only between 2 people. A true choice would be you can choose whoever you wanted to be president. You see? But the matrix is so ill, it controls your choices where it feels like you feel like you're making a choice, but you're really not making a choice. You're only deciding between the choices that have been presented to you. I can take this with every system in the matrix. Food. You feel like you're making a choice on what food to eat, but the decision is already made for you. If you're going to fast food, depending on where you live, there's about 5, 6, maybe 10 different fast foods you can choose from. But what about that fast food choice that's not there? Exactly, it's not there, so you do not have to choose that one. Your only choice is going to be the options they give to you. So you're really not making a choice. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So in order to escape the matrix, you have to become sovereign-minded. You have to think for yourself. And in order to think for yourself, you have to become more aware of your choices. Because like I said, the matrix is only going to give you so many choices. Only after you research and educate yourself, you'll see that, hey, there's another choice for this. Hey, there's another route I can take. It was when I got out of church and started researching the history of church that I realized, you know what, church is not for me. Now what's the step? How am I going to connect to the Creator? So that's when altars came right into my path. So now I practice my own spirituality or my own religion by the altar or whatever. So I made a decision to do that for myself. So to escape the matrix, you have to become educated on the subjects that we're talking about. Media, religion, education, food, and employment. Media, education, religion, food, and employment. Become educated on not only the options that you have learned about, but the options that are not readily available. And it may sound harder than what it is, but we all have a spirit that is connected to us. Once you start down a path, your spirit will guide you to pertinent information that you need. So instead of complaining about, I don't know where to start, just start wherever you're guided to. That's not where you're going to end, but it's going to give you a starting point. You'll open that door. Once you open that door, you'll realize that there's another door that follows. Then you open that door, and that's why they say how deep the rabbit hole goes. You know, for those who have traveled down a rabbit hole, you know that the rabbit hole is infinite. But by traveling down that rabbit hole, you'll see the infinite possibilities that are afforded to you. Then you can make your best choice in order to escape that part of the matrix. So this has been Ali. Hopefully this information resonates with you and you can begin to escape the matrix. If you want to find out more information about myself and what we do, be sure to visit my main website, sallyMyers.com. If you're in need of metaphysical tools, supplies, altar, ritual, magic, all that good stuff, be sure to visit our online metaphysical store, L9shop.com. That's EL9shop.com. If you're a person that's wanting to grow spiritually with the aid of myself and other members, I highly suggest you look into my flagship program, Spiritual Mastery Accelerator. You can find out all the information at spiritualaccelerator.com. So until next time, this has been Ali.